On February 3, U.S. President Donald Trump made headlines with bold remarks regarding Ukraine and the Panama Canal. He stated that Ukraine should supply the U.S. with rare earth minerals as part of a deal for the nearly $300 billion in financial aid the U.S. has provided in support of Ukraine's war against Russia. Trump emphasized that Ukraine was willing to cooperate, though it's unclear whether he meant rare earth minerals broadly or specifically referred to rare earth elements.
We're telling Ukraine they have very valuable rare earth. We want what we put up to go in terms of a guarantee. We want a guarantee. We're handing them money hand over fist. We're giving them equipment. So we're looking to do a deal with Ukraine where they're going to secure what we're giving them with their rare earth and other things.
Trump also addressed Panama, noting that after his threats of U.S. control over the Panama Canal, the country agreed to some things. Trump plans to speak with Panamanian officials later this week, adding tension over China's influence in the vital waterway.
We had another big thing, speaking of China. China's involved with the Panama Canal. They won't be for long. And that's the way it has to be. Marco just got back, and we're trying to work a deal with the Panama Canal.
Worldwide News Report.
Cities across the United States of America are seeing protests February 3rd. As part of the nationwide Day Without Immigrants movement, the campaign is aimed at condemning President Donald Trump's mass deportation plan.
I have Immigrants Built America, because who's someone who does your crops? It's immigrants. They're the ones in the fields. Who picks up your trash? It's immigrants. They're the ones that are cleaning out the offices, the bathrooms, everywhere you work. They're the ones that clean up. They're not the ones that are sitting in an office desk doing paperwork. They're the ones behind everything.
In Chicago, more pro-immigrant protests are in the works, as demonstrators hope to quell the growing fear and concern over deportation in immigrant communities.
They told us no school, no shopping, don't go to work. We're like, okay, you know what? I told my brothers not to go to school, and I told them, you're going to come with me and we're going to protest, so here we are right now.
And also in Los Angeles, hundreds of protesters took to the streets to rally against the crackdown on illegal immigration by the Trump administration on February 2nd, enforced by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, an agency within the Department of Homeland Security. ICE arrests nationwide have increased in the past week, with about 900 to 1,200 people picked up per day, compared with a daily average of 311 in fiscal year 2024. Worldwide News reports.
German Chancellor Olaf Scholz did not hold back in his condemnation of Elon Musk after the billionaire's public support for Germany's far-right political party, AfD. Musk made waves during a January 25 campaign event for the party, downplaying Germany's past by stating, "Children should not be guilty of the sins of their parents," suggesting too much focus is placed on historical guilt. Scholz responded sharply, stressing that Germany must continue to confront its past.
I'm absolutely critical about what Elon Musk said about the history of Germany. This is the week where we are remembering the freeing of the last people in the concentration camp of Auschwitz. And I'm absolutely clear, there is a responsibility of Germany that will continue to be a responsibility about the things that have been done by Germans in the past.
Scholz argued that Musk's intervention in European politics, especially in favor of right-wing movements, was harmful to democracy across the EU. Senate Democrats are raising concerns after Elon Musk's team was granted access to the U.S. Treasury Department's payment system, which handles trillions of dollars in federal payouts. The move follows Musk's appointment to head the Department of Government Efficiency, a role aimed at identifying waste and fraud in the government.
An unelected shadow government is conducting a hostile takeover of the federal government. Last Friday, DOJ forcefully gained access to the Treasury Department's payment systems and to the most sensitive information of virtually every U.S. citizen. DOJ is not a real government agency. It has no authority to make spending decisions. It has no authority to shut programs down or ignore federal law.
Critics, including Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, have likened the decision to putting a tiger into a petting zoo, citing the risk to personal information of millions of Americans. Worldwide News Report. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman and SoftBank Group's Masayoshi Son met Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba in Tokyo on February 3rd, after agreeing to set up a joint venture to offer artificial intelligence services to corporate customers.
SoftBank と OpenAI で 50% の合弁会社を設立するということで、正式に先ほど覚書を調印しました。会社名は SB OpenAI Japan ということであります。
The joint venture, SB OpenAI Japan, will be owned by OpenAI and a company established by SoftBank and its domestic telecoms arm. The other Japanese investment giant will also pay $3 billion annually to use OpenAI's technology across SoftBank Group companies.
And today, we're excited to demo our next agent. This is called Deep Research, and we announced it earlier today from Tokyo. It's the first time that the outside world gets to use our O3 model, and it can browse the web, scan text, images, PDFs, much more, synthesize this, reason through it, and prepare a report for you.
Ishiba indicated that the Japanese government would strongly support AI development in Japan and expects that SB OpenAI Japan will bring new advancements and benefits to the country's future. Worldwide News reports. On Monday, February 3rd, a group of Democratic lawmakers gathered outside the USAID offices in Washington, D.C., protesting the Trump administration's efforts to dismantle the U.S. Foreign Aid Agency. Representatives along with senators led the charge, voicing strong opposition to the administration's plans. The protest came as most USAID staffers were instructed to work remotely, with no employees reporting to the agency's headquarters.
President Trump directed his corrupt billionaire friend, Elon Musk, to ransack a critical agency of the U.S. government. Musk and his band of unelected acolytes at DOGE have locked out USAID employees from their offices, improperly accessed highly classified information, purged the agency of its nonpartisan leadership, and thrown the agency into chaos.
We get to decide where money is allocated, and it's the executive's power to make sure that that money gets to where it needs to get. When we talk about civil servants being let go, what we are talking about is not saving money.
Billionaire Elon Musk, who is spearheading Trump's mission to reduce federal government size, gave an update on the controversial effort during a Monday social media talk. Revealed that work is already underway to shut down USAID, centered on cutting government costs and reorganizing agencies.
And just like the president who is elected to something cannot impound the money of the people, we don't have a fourth branch of government called Elon Musk. And that's going to become real clear.
Musk's comments echoed earlier reports that the Trump administration is considering merging USAID with the State Department, a move that has sparked backlash from both lawmakers and critics of the plan. Worldwide News report. Markets in Asia slipped on February 3rd, as investors around the world remain uncertain of the effects of the U.S. government's tariffs on China, Canada, and Mexico that were signed by President Donald Trump over the weekend, although it was postponed for a month. Hong Kong's benchmark Hang Seng Index was nearly flat, dipping 7 points to close at 20,217 points on Monday, the first trading day after its Lunar New Year closure. Japan's Nikkei fell more than 2% in its worst session in 4 months. Japanese car manufacturers slumped, with Toyota, Honda, and Nissan falling over concerns about their production in Mexico.
And that has triggered backlash from those countries, and they have counterimposed some tariff for the import they have from US. So it seems that the global markets are in for huge volatility. This seems like tariff war, beginning of the tariff war world over, and that's not good for any economy.
Trump imposed 25% tariffs on Canadian and Mexican imports, and 10% on goods from China starting on February 4th. Canada and Mexico immediately vowed retaliatory measures, and China said it would challenge Trump's levies at the World Trade Organization. Worldwide News reports.